The Lego August wave releases today, and these are my way too early investment scores. We'll look at each set and I will give you my gut feeling early investment score for when these sets do eventually retirement. Obviously, a lot will change when it comes to the investment buzz around these sets, but it's kind of fun to jump out early and give it a shot, and then we can look back on this video and grade how well I did and have some laughs about that too. Yesterday's video covered all the new August Star Wars sets, and today's video covers all of the other themes and sets. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I typically have a table where I tabulate mentions and enthusiasm score between a 0 and a 3. So I'm going to use the same grading scale. A lot of my investment scores are maybe 1.2, 1.5, 2.1, 2.5, but just know that it is out of 3. For me, anything that is a 2.0 or better is probably worth looking at for investment, and certainly anything in the 2.4, 2.5 or above range, I'm expecting to do really well in retirement. For this video, we are going to start out with the Marvel theme, and the first set that we're going to look at is Endgame Final Battle, set 76266. It is 794 pieces for $100. A cool battle scene, but it is a little small and very broken up. Therefore, the density of just things going on just looks to be way too high and too busy. The brick built cracks and the decorations that show the deterioration is pretty cool, but we're not too worried about the actual build in this set because this set is primarily about the minifigures. Let's look at those first. We'll go over to brick set, and it looks like they don't have a picture of just the minifigures, so we'll open up the front of the box. Shuri looks good. I like the face print and the chest prints, and of course with all of these Marvel figures, I like all the different objects and elements that they hold in their hands. Valkyrie looks really good. The hair is decent, but the blue cape is nice. The portal there with her Pegasus is a good look. Captain Marvel and Okoye are next. Captain Marvel is okay, and same with Okoye, but both of them have pretty good printing on their torsos. And then the last of the regular size minifigures is Wanda. She has the red cloth piece for the skirt. This is one of my favorite minifigures in the set. That one looks really good. Wasp as a micro figure, and then Thanos as big fig with a lot of great printing there on the chest and legs. Nice sharp detail. I really like Thanos' expression with the eyes and the mouth and the lips. That's pretty well done. But notice that none of these figures have any hip or leg printing. Back to the build pictures on lego.com. This set does open up. It looks a little better. It is kind of thin, but it does spread out a lot of the action. Unfortunately, this picture is so heavily photoshopped with the streaks behind the minifigures showing all the motion, which I guess is okay, but it's really hard to distinguish what the set actually is in that picture, which is kind of a pain. Once the set opens up, there's a couple of Easter eggs: Thor's hammer, the Captain Marvel shield, and then the portal and the rat. And these close-up pictures do look pretty good. Overall, a little bit above average minifigures. The build is too busy and disjointed, but the feature of having the set open up with the extra details is really nice. I'm giving this set an investment score of 1.9. A little bit shy of where I would like it to be for me to be excited about investing in it, and definitely lower than the next set that we're going to look at. SpiderMan Final Battle, 900 pieces for $110. Now this is a set that I am very excited about. I think the build is really, really darn cool. Yes, it's all about the minifigures, or mostly about the minifigures in this set, but the build is so cool looking, and I like how this one is designed to still display all the minifigures, have the battle, but you want to look at the build too. It really enhances the scene, enhances the dynamic attitude of everything that is going on. The Statue of Liberty head in the nougat colors, maybe a little bit of dark tan in there. The scaffolding around it looks super cool. And of course, when we look at this, we immediately think of the Statue of Liberty from Apocalypseburg. This is from the Lego Movie 2. Basically the same design. Of course, this one is in the oxidized copper color, but still they both look really good. I like this one better in terms of color, but I think it's because of the scene with against the gray scaffolding and all of the brightly colored minifigures. The back has a nice feature where you open it up with a really good, I think that's a sticker in there, I assume it is, but a portal to the Sanctum Sanctorum. And then notice all of these lighter tan pieces that are scattered around the set. Here's a lot on the bottom of the back of the set, even a little bit up front, but that represents Sandman coming up from the base and being omnipresent in the entire set. And right there is a representation of Sandman's fingers. And here he is in one of my favorite sets in the Daily Bugle. Now let's take a closer look at the minifigures. $110 includes 9 minifigures, and they all look pretty good to really good, except a couple of them. I'm going to go over to Brickset, and we're going to use this picture right here so that we can get a more zoomed in look at the minifigures. First is the Tom Holland Spider-Man with the dual molded black and red legs and the black arms, and the printing looks outstanding. The Tobey Maguire Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man also looks great. And then the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man. And of the three, that one might actually be my favorite. I like the very fine detailed printing on the torso that's a little more simple than this one. Here's MJ, not too good, does not match the character in the movie, but Doc Ock is outstanding. One of the best face prints for Doc Ock, in my opinion, and then I love the depth and the layering in the torso. That's an excellent minifigure. And then up to another excellent minifigure, Electro, and with all of his electrical bolt ads on, barely fits on the screen here. The face print is so cool, draws you right in, and of course the torso and the legs look good, but that face print is really neat to look at. Here's Doctor Strange, a very good minifigure, and then Ned, and same as MJ, does not match the movie character at all. Ned should have a blue jacket with an M on it. And lastly, Green Goblin. Decent, but a little underwhelming. I think it needs a lot more detail, whether it's more printing or color variation, color contrast. So this one is just okay for me. It's not pictured, but I do want to point out that each of the 3 Spider-Man figures also come with their own regular headpiece and accompanying hairpiece, which is a very nice touch. I could just stay on this picture zoomed in for a long time and keep scanning around. It's got a lot of interesting elements and components to look at. My investment score for this set is a 2.6. It looks good from all sides, all angles. The build is great. The details are great. It doesn't look overly busy, but it packs in a lot of action and a lot of scene. And, you know, just a $110 set. And it comes with the 9 minifigures that for the most part are outstanding. And I'm not too worried about the $110 price point. I'm sure we'll be able to get it on sale enough to make it a decent investment opportunity. So really good set. I am excited about this one, and I want to get a couple of these and absolutely open one up myself and display these minifigures. What's really cool about this set, and the last set too, is that it is designed to display the minifigures in action. So you don't build a set and then make a nice row of minifigures off to the side. You show these minifigures off connected and part of the actual build and the set. Next setup is Venomized Groot, and this set is so cool. I don't think it'll be great for investment, but it is a very cool set. I'm glad that Lego put this out. It's 630 pieces for $50. Not bad at all. You can do the partial Venomized, or you can do the full Venomized. Let me open up the larger pictures and we'll take a look at the front of the box. Just so much personality, and the tongue and the teeth and the pink and claws on the different hands and all the different style of hands. There's a lot going on here. The little root hair pieces up front, straggly viney pieces of the hair in the back. There's just so much to look at, so much variety. Looks like that's a whip piece down there as part of the leg. There's a lot of fun stuff to look at with this set, and it pairs well with this set, the I Am Groot that came out last year, still on the shelves. Here's Happy Groot, and here's Demon Groot. Well, I guess it's actually Venomized Groot. There's the back of the box showing the transformation between the 2 options. Lego provides all the pieces to make both versions. Looks like it has pretty good articulation and stands up well and looks good in that standing position, all tweaked out. This set is really hard to gauge. We haven't had much like this in the superheroes themes and the one that's super similar hasn't retired yet. So the best I can do on this is an investment score of 2.1, and if it does do well, I think it'll be a pretty long hold time, but I could see sometime in the future people looking back and saying they'd want the pair of these. The other one is great because of the little cassette tape, but this one has so much personality. Next set up is this 4+ set, Iron Man Hulkbuster versus Thanos. It does have a couple of nice minifigures, but they are nothing special. It is 66 pieces for $27 and a fantastic 41 cents per part. Obviously, this set is not going to do well in retirement. My score is a 0. Captain America Shield, over 3,100 pieces, $200. This set is interesting, and my initial reaction is not positive. It might change over time. Kind of gappy, and I wish it wasn't so gappy. I don't know what Lego could do about all those thin gaps to make it better, but that really does stand out as a blemish. Now, I do like the center star and the blue circular design. That whole area looks good, but it's very similar in design to the globe. Of course, with the globe's radius being tighter than the Captain America shield, the gaps are much more noticeable on the globe. Maybe I'm a little bit turned off by this set, even though the gaps aren't as bad, because this set really turned me off, and so I have a tough time not seeing the same amount of gappiness that you see here, but in this set. And so that's why I say over time it could grow on me. There's the box art. I think this set, yep, does come with a Captain America minifigure, which is fine. It is 18.5 inches across, 48 centimeters. And so I've got my tape measure out here going to 18.5 inches. It is small by probably about 6 inches. If we went to 24 inches, then I think that looks pretty good. So it's about 75% of where it should be. Here's the spin video, and I want to take a look at this because there are a couple other issues. One, the back doesn't look great, and there's no handle to carry it. It just has to stay on the stand, and you can't show it off, you know, like Captain America would do, which I think is a shame. But also, if you look at the back here, the structure is very thick. And so you really have to look at this from a front angle to not see any of that. With a side to front angle, you can still see a lot of it, there. And it's only at about, well, even there, you can still see a touch of it. So you have to be pretty well in front of this set to not see the ugliness in the back that I really would not want to see. Of course, this little picture over here with it stuffed in the corner is not a bad look at all. When it comes to grading its investment potential, I first thought about Thor's hammer. This set has not retired yet, so we don't really know, but this one seems to have a decent amount of buzz around it. It is a Target exclusive, which helps, but still, this looks like a very nice, complete, finished offset, very minimal gaps. You can pick it up, use it like it's intended to be used, obviously not crash it down or anything. The set will fall apart and shatter into a bunch of pieces, but you can certainly pose with it. I can see why this one has some buzz. I don't think the Captain America shield is going to get the same buzz, and I think it's going to do not too well in retirement. It'll probably be on the shelves for a decent amount of time anyways. So I'm going to give this one an investment score of only 1.3. Sticking to the same character, here we are with the Captain America construction figure, 310 pieces, $33. This gets an investment score of 0 because I am holding out on any of these Brickbuilt action figures until I see that Lego gets a little trend line going that actually do well in retirement. And then same concept, but now the Wolverine construction figure, same price, approximately the same number of pieces. This is the better of the two. The face is much better, and of course the hands are awesome. But again, not a set that I want to invest in, but because I like this one a little bit better, I'm gonna hedge and give this one a 0.5 investment score. Not near high enough for me to go out and actually purchase any for investment, but that's the score I'm going to give it. And next up is Wolverine's Adamantium Claws. Obviously just the next installment in the similar sets that we've got, 596 pieces for $70. I think this one is very expensive and it doesn't look great. A lot of people are really dogging this set. It's pretty good compared to the source material, but there is just not enough color in here. It's just way too blue. I know had they broken that up with some sort of detail, it wouldn't have been exactly perfect, but I think that the consumers and the collectors would have liked that a little better. I'm going to give this set a 1.0. And last set to look at in the Marvel theme, and this one's actually a crossover. It is a Lego Art officially set, and it is over 2,000 pieces for $200. And this is kind of the three-dimensional art picture of Spider-Man. It's got a lot of texture and depth to it. And there are a couple of things that I really like about this set and a couple of things that I really don't like about this set. I think all of the green texturing and the white spider web looks really good. The left hand and arm looks great. The right hand is only okay. It breaks down for me with the too tight corner with him grabbing the outside of that frame there. It just doesn't quite catch my eye correctly right away. The face looks okay, but it's pretty flat other than the eyes, and it sticks out a lot from the wall. But then there's a couple of areas that I really don't like, and this shoulder line does not work for me. There's all this texture, very little glossy, smooth pieces, and then there's this big old curve that is just way too sharp in definition when it transitions from the sloped curve, smooth, glossy back to the plates. I wish Lego came up with a different way to texture and blend that in. It just does not work for me at all. And the hip and leg in this area is just not identifiable. It just kind of blurs together and looks a little bit like a modern art piece. I think it would be a pretty long hold time, and I think this set could be on the shelves for a pretty long time too. So I'm going to give this set an investment score of 2.0. Speaking of modern art, Lego is releasing this set. Obviously, it's an investment score of 0, but an interesting idea. Next up is the city theme, and same with these. These all get an investment score of 0. Not all of these are coming out today. Some of them are coming out on September 1st, but there are a few in here that look really good. For example, this family house, small, simple, looks nice. I like it a lot. And apparently this set is coming out and retiring before we hit 2024. And by my count, we're already into August, which gives us 5 months for Lego to pull that off, which is kind of interesting. So we'll see where that goes. And then this set is really good. It's a lot at $200, but I love how it looks. I want to get one and build it and modify it and have it as another element for city building. And next theme up is DC and Batman. We have 4 sets coming out. These bottom 2, I'm giving investment scores of 0, but the other 2 are kind of interesting. This one is the Batmobile, Batman versus the Joker Chase, $48 for 438 pieces. It seems more money than it should be. The 2 minifigures are fine. Batman versus Joker sets are turning into the DC equivalent of the Hulkbusters. I'm certainly getting Batman versus Joker fatigue. But with that said, this set looks decent. Got to get it on sale. I'll give it an investment score of 2.0. But the set that I really like of this wave is this one, Batman versus the Joker again, but this time it is the Batwing. This one's only $38. Yeah, same run-of-the-mill Joker and Batman minifigures. But I like the shaping in this scale. I think it actually could do pretty well. So I'm going to give this set a 2.5, way too early investment score. One architecture set coming out today, the Himeji Castle, $160, 2,100 pieces. This set feels expensive and it is micro scale, which isn't the greatest. If you look back at other architecture micro scale sets, they don't do as well as some of the other ones. I'm going with a score of 1.8. Now with that said, it does look really good. A lot of nice detail. I like the little stair elements, the little rooftop elements, and the ingots in here. And of course, these new flared corner pieces look really good. 3 new Creator 3-in-1s are coming out today. This first one, Main Street, $140 for 1,459 pieces. Every year, 1 or 2 in this line does pretty well in retirement. I don't think this is going to be one of them. Yes, some of the previous mini modulars have done pretty good. This one isn't quite the mini modular style, and it's a pretty high price point. If you can get it on sale, then I think you have a chance. I'm going to give this an investment score of 1.8. And next set up is Space Roller Coaster, and this set is great too. $110, only 874 pieces, but a lot of this dark blue track. The space theming is outstanding. If we look at the sister set, it was released in 2018, retired in 2019 for $90, and is now going for $130 on brick set. So 140, 150 range. Not great, but it's doing decent. So I'm gonna give this set an investment score of 2.1, but I am definitely getting it, and I'm definitely building it to put it with this one that we already have. I'm gonna try to intertwine the 2 tracks a little bit, so one is going over the other. A lot of great details with the Saturn V. The train cars are in the shape of the shuttle. You've got the Earth, you've got a little lunar laboratory, the nice little side build with the rocking ride, a Mars rover, a couple of other planets. Really spectacularly done. And then the last Creator 3-in-1 is this exotic parrot, $20, and I'll give it a way too early investment score of 1.5. I don't think it's going to do well, but there are a lot of bird sets out recently, and birds do appeal to a lot of people. A couple of icon sets, the first of which is this Brickbuilt Corvette. It's $150, which is a lot of money, but I am very, very excited about this set. I really think that the vehicles that are built in this scale are sleepers at this point. They do have pretty long shelf lives, and so I think it will be a long hold time, but I just can't see how these will be very, very popular. Again, pretty far into the future. Other than the Aston Martin DB5 that was too blocky, these look fantastic. The design techniques are really advanced. I'm giving this a way too early investment score of 2.5. I can't wait to get one of these myself and build it. And the other icon set is this Tranquil Garden, 1,363 pieces for $110. Kind of micro scale. It is too small for minifigure scale. It looks really, really good. It reminds me a lot of this set, which also looks great, but this set was $120 on Brickset. It's showing $122. I think it's done a little bit better than that, so not great. This set kind of fits in with the Botanicals line in terms of its beauty and the fine detail. And if we look on Amazon at the Botanicals sets, the sales velocity is amazing. These are some of the highest selling sets on Amazon. 10,000 of the flowers bouquet in the last month, 8,000 of the orchid, 5,000 of the wildflowers, 8,000 of the succulents. That's amazing, but all of these sets have had very long shelf life. With all that said, I'm not excited for this one for investment. I'm just going to give it a 1.0. Next theme is the Sonic the Hedgehog play sets. I'm giving these all zeros. I think some people are talking about how some of these minifigures could be desirable in retirement, but they're play sets. They look great, and my kids would definitely want them and would want to play with them. And same thing with the new Super Mario sets. Investment scores of 0. And these are some Minecraft sets, and I'm not even going to score these. I don't know anything about Minecraft. My kids play it, love it. They like building some of these sets. I don't know anything about Minecraft, so I'm going to skip those. 3 Technic sets. The Audi RSQ Etron. This one has the motors and does the app control. I think it'd be kind of fun to build, but it's $180. I don't really care about all of the powered and app control stuff. So this one gets an investment score of 0. Same thing with the Lamborghini Huracan. I like the scale of this set, and $50 is a pretty good price, but the large Lamborghini that was just out a couple of years ago and recently retired, it was in the same color, and I think that's going to turn a lot of people off, especially because the large Lamborghini didn't have perfect color matching on the different types of plastics for these pieces, and so I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that would be the case on this set too. The long-awaited Lieber crawler crane. It is $700, 2,800 pieces. It functions just like the real thing. All of the geometry and engineering has been figured out perfectly according to all the reports. I haven't touched it or built it yet, and I probably won't get this set for a long time. But with all that said, I think that this one actually will do a little better in retirement than people are initially reacting. I don't think it will do well at $700, but I think that we can get this one on sale for maybe even close to $500 sometime during its life. And if we get it for $500 and you sell it for $700, $800, then that could be a couple $100 profit for one unit, which of course we would all say is really good. And the last group to look at is Lego Dreams, the new show and theme, and these are really cool. I was looking through previous themes, and the one that I could think of most that these are most closely related to is the elves, and a lot of people are hoping the elves or something like that comes back, and these sets may be about as close as we're going to get for a while. And if we look on Brick Economy, which is not the best, but it's decent if you're just looking at annual growth numbers, 16%, 19%, 12%, 14%. Maybe elves is a good comparable theme when trying to gauge how these will do as an investment, but you know, Lego's made Ninjago, Nexo Night with their own shows, and some of those have done okay, some of those haven't done great. The new dream sets can all be built 2 different ways, so there's a little bit of a transformation, which is kind of like Hidden Side, which did terrible, but that was a app-driven concept, not a show-driven concept. We know that the app-driven concepts just have not done well for Lego. So this is the first one, Mr. Oz's Space Bus. Color scheme looks pretty good. The shaping and design is very adventurous and very creative. I give this one an investment score of 1.5. This one's called Dream Village. It's $30 for 434 pieces, 1 minifigure, but then 3 of those single mold, smaller figure type guys, bunch of weapons and helmet accessories, and then these 2 nice little cottage type builds. And I love the color scheme on these. I love the detail and the creativity. Let's look at the spin. I'm going to give this one a investment score of 2.2, which might be a little high, but we're going out on a limb on some of these. Here's this $20 robot, not one that is grabbing my attention, so I give it an investment score of 0. Ms. Castillo's turtle van, $48, seems decent on the price, but there's a lot going on with the minifigures and the smaller figures and all the different element pieces, and the fantasy play that kids can have with this set is pretty expansive. And I am interested in this set too. I'm going to give this one an investment score of 2.0. There's the regular van build that looks pretty good. And then you can have it as a walking turtle or a flying turtle. There's just a lot of creative play that you can do with these sets. Izzy in Bunchu the Bunny, I think, $20. And I like the pastel type color scheme, and the minifigure there is really good. I'm going to give this one also a 2.0. It's a pretty neat looking set. It can have the rollerblades on with the flames coming out the back, or it can have little wings with the minifigure sitting atop the head. Nightmare Shark Ship, $140, 1,389 pieces. This set is really cool. I like the color scheme a lot with the pinkish magenta and the black. Two different builds are nice with the big wheels and all the activity going on top. And then the minifigures look really good too. Because of the higher price point for a set that is clearly aimed at kids, I'm only going to give this one a 1.8 investment score, but it is a very good set. Fantastical Treehouse, $110, 1,257 pieces. So really good price to part ratio if we're looking at that on this set. The box art looks nice, and let's take a look at this quick spin. A lot of good detail. I like the blue leaves and the blue hanging decoration. 3.5 minifigures and then a few of these little guys, and then the two different designs from the back of the box here look good. I think this one is unique enough. I'm going to give this one a 2.0 investment score. Stable of Dream Creatures. This creature with the antlers and the little coral pieces and flower pieces looks really good, and I love that color scheme. And then the building itself with all the different kind of plants and foliage is extremely well done. This one is expensive at $80 for 681 pieces. I'm sure we'll be able to get all these on sale. This is the one that caught my attention most when this line first came out, and the two different ways that you can build this set are similar enough, but they give a lot of unique color combinations that I think kids and adults would want to build both different styles. And this horse creature here with the blue antlers and the bluish green wings looks fantastic. I'm high on this set. There's the minifigures. Pegasus Flying Horse, $50 for 482 pieces. And it looks like 3 minifigures with one of the smaller figs. And this set also, I think, looks fantastic. The black Pegasus with the pink and magenta colors, and then the teal colors on the side build creature is a very interesting and pleasing look. Nice job again on the box art and the spin. Oh, no, we're getting one of the unique zoom in, zoom out, and get some action videos so we can see some greater detail. Oh, that was a cool trick that Lego just did on that. Let's see if they do that the same with this. Ooh, so that disconnects. And so you've got a lot of different flying and usable creatures in this set. Good articulation, good movement on some of those joints. And the little figure right there has some movement. Another little side build. It's like a little trap or jail type thing. I like that eyepiece. I would like to build this one myself even. I'm going to give this one an investment score of 2.5 because it just looks great. Crocodile car, this one is really funny looking. This one I could see being a lot of fun to play with, but it doesn't really grab my attention. I'll give it an investment score of 0.5, but I'm not interested in that one. And then the last one is the Grim Keeper, the cage monster. This is a cool set. I like how the torso is a cage that you can put a minifigure inside of, and the color scheme is very similar to that Pegasus, but this one's just looking a little sparse and a little weird. It is $38 for 274 pieces, so I'm going to pass on this one too. Investment score of 0. Well, we just completed going through the full list. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. We're just making these very, very early investment predictions to have some fun. I imagine a video like this gets a lot of people's internal opinions going, so throw anything in there in the comments that you would like me to read. I'll respond back as best I can and take on any ideas you guys have for future videos. That's a wrap on this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.